Today I'm going to show you how to make an amazing one-pot vegetarian pasta that's super easy to make. It uses a beautiful array of vegetables, can be easily veganized by just simply removing the fresh mozzarella, and it's done in 45 minutes. You know, there's something about one-pot pasta dishes that just gives you a sense of accomplishment when you're done with them. You know, it's kind of like Tom Hanks in that movie where he's in the island and he makes fire for the first time and he's like, I've made fire. You know, when you're serving a one-pot pasta to the table, you just feel like, you know, a big achievement inside of you. Okay, let's get started. Now for this recipe, I'm not going to be finding mincing or dicing any of the vegetables. I'm going to cut them into bigger pieces. It just gives this dish a better presentation and texture. So let's begin by thinly slicing 6 cloves of garlic. Then thinly slice half of an onion. Next, I've got this beautiful zucchini here. I'm going to cut it into thin slices. Then stack up the slices and cut them right down the middle to end up with some half moons. Now I've got this red bell pepper here. This is how I like to cut them because it easily removes the seeds. And you want to cut it into strips that are about 1 inch long. And finally, I've got some fresh basil here. I'm going to grab about 12 basil leaves. I'm going to stack them from largest in the bottom to smallest on top. Then tightly roll it, kind of like a cigar. Cut it right down the middle and start chopping the basil. Okay, let's start making our pasta dish. Now the pan I'm going to be using to make this recipe is a large non-stick frying pan. You know, this is large enough to hold all the ingredients, so make sure the pan you're using is large enough to hold everything. What we're going to do is heat this with a medium-high heat, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of pine nuts into the pan. And we're going to dry roast these for about 3 minutes. You want to make sure that you're continuously moving the pine nuts around, that way they don't burn and they cook evenly. After about 3 minutes, I'm going to take the pine nuts out of the pan. Put the pan back into the stovetop. Now using the same heat, a medium-high heat, I'm going to add between 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin Spanish olive oil. Then you want to add the thinly sliced garlic and the thinly sliced onions and mix them around with the oil. You want to mix this occasionally, and we're going to cook it between 2 to 3 minutes. After about 3 minutes, I'm going to add the pieces of red bell pepper into the pan and mix them with the garlic and onions. You want to mix this continuously, that way nothing burns. About 3 minutes after adding the bell peppers, I'm going to add the zucchinis into the pan. And again, you want to mix this continuously, that way none of the ingredients burn. 3 minutes after adding the zucchini, season everything with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and a generous teaspoon of dried oregano, and mix everything together. Then you want to add a 1/4 cup of white wine, and gently mix everything together. About 2 minutes after adding the wine and all the alcohol has evaporated, I'm going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes, then season again with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, a pinch of white sugar to cut the acid, and the finely chopped basil, and mix everything together until it's well combined. About 3 minutes after adding the diced tomatoes into the pan, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of water into the pan, then season again with sea salt, and give it all a quick mix. And you want to get in there and give it a taste. Make sure that all the flavors are there, that it's got enough seasonings. You want to have a bit of a salty flavor to it, because once you add the pasta in there, it's going to take a lot of that salt away. Once the water comes to a boil, I'm going to be adding the pasta. I'm going to be adding 2 cups of whole wheat penny pasta. I like to measure out 1 cup per person. This recipe serves 2 people. That's 2 cups. Also, I love to use whole wheat penny pasta just because it has a better texture and flavor to it. Once you add the pasta, get in there, mix it around. That way it's evenly distributed. About 9 minutes after adding the pasta into the boiling water, place a lid on the pan and lower the fire to a low heat. 3 minutes after adding the lid into the pan, our pasta should be perfectly cooked. Let's go ahead and remove it from the stovetop. Take the lid off. I'm going to add a couple balls of fresh mozzarella in there. Then place the lid back into the pan, just for about a minute so the cheese can melt. After about a minute, I'm going to take the lid off. Then I'm going to evenly divide the toasted pine nuts on top of the pasta and garnish it with some freshly chopped basil. Okay, our dish is done. It looks so beautiful. I'm going to get in there and give this a try. Let you guys know how it turned out. Okay, here we go. Salud. Truly a stunning flavor to this pasta. The penny pasta is perfectly al dente. Remember, when you're using whole wheat penny pasta, or any type of whole wheat pasta, it takes a little bit longer to cook than white pasta. And another thing, when you're making 1 pan pasta dishes, they tend to be starchy just because the water stays in there. You know, you're not draining the water like you would normally. So you have to add a lot of flavors to it for that starchiness not to take over. That was accomplished in this recipe. It's just absolutely stunning, flavor upon flavor. Everything, you can taste everything. The pine nuts add a beautiful crunch to it, and the fresh mozzarella, beautiful creaminess to it, guys. This is truly a stunning recipe. It's one for the books. If you enjoyed today's video on making this pasta, please hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Until the next time, hasta luego.